AI told me to pack up everything and move my life to Thailand.
Using AI as an operating system.
Damn!
Gigantic shopping mall of an airport. Best P-Day. Hey, I only slept 1 hour, but why not document some of the thoughts? Actually, somebody asked me on the plane this morning. They're like, what's the biggest difference when you leave the States? What's one of the first things that you notice? First, that everybody looks so incredibly different and a little bit more friendly and open, which is super refreshing, especially if you kind of smile first. If you smile first in the States, you know, sometimes you get a good response, but sometimes you also get people who think you're just absolutely bonkers. And they're like, what's this person so happy about? Back-to-back 10-hour flights. It's a bit tough, I'm not gonna lie, the second one. But I tried to stay up as long as I could for that last one so I could sleep, hopefully, for the entire duration of this next part coming up. I'm a little bit worried about that.
Descending for landing. Please put your belongings in the overhead lockers or under your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
We have arrived. Maybe AI does know. I just really can't wait to see what happens. Doing the whole process of 10 hours and 10 hours back to back. Oof. Definitely don't recommend it. Everybody seems happy and smiling, although that could just be me. I think I'm just feeling that way. About 6 a.m. Got through immigration immediately. We're gonna get out of here, take the BTS, the SkyTrain.
I am in Thailand. I have listened to artificial intelligence truly and seriously and moved my whole life over here.
Here is the good and the bad about traveling that nobody talks about. First, we'll do the bad. 33 hours of travel, door to door, and then you get to the place and it's about 9 in the morning and they won't let you check in until noon. That's a bit of a problem. I'm exhausted. I haven't really slept. But then the other good part is this. Just kind of go wandering around because there's nowhere else to go. And then the first thing I see is this right here. Papaya salad. Absolutely love this. Oh yeah, this is what Thai restaurants look like, by the way. Okay, if you ever need napkins, always toilet paper on the tables. This is the next spot. We're going on a little eating spree. I was starving. Little shop side of the road, little lady cooking. I saw this when I first walked out. This is another really amazing dish. I can't remember the name of it, but I love it and I can't wait to eat it. True digital park. Foreigners would love this. I've already seen 3, including myself. Very modern vibe. Welcome to Thailand. Motherfucker! Finally, I'll take a seat, share some thoughts. Let's start there. One of the things that people don't talk about much about traveling, especially when you're traveling alone, it's the loneliness. And it is very lonely, especially if you're solo traveling. And of course, you're going to meet a lot of people. And I've said this before, you're going to meet tons of great people. However, they're going to be transient. And you're always going to be saying hi, and you're always going to be saying goodbye. And of course, life is always that way. However, with traveling, it becomes almost a daily or even weekly occurrence. So it becomes a bit much. It is kind of reacclimating every single time you go to a new place. You have to kind of get settled, you have to find a new market, you have to find a new place, you have to find new restaurants. You're always trying new things, and that can get a little bit difficult and a little bit tough to always try these new things all of the time, over and over. One of the other big ones is a lot of waiting. Traveling is a lot of waiting around. You're either waiting in line to go see things, or you're waiting until things open, you're waiting until you can check in. It is a lot of waiting around. You're waiting for transportation all of the time. I mean, most people are used to just waiting at the airport, but if you're traveling constantly, you're always waiting for the train, the bus, the metro, everything, the SkyTrain. You're always waiting around. But there's also a lot of good that comes with it. And this is the biggest reason why I'm making these videos and trying to document this so much. I have lived abroad for about 14 years, so none of this is really kind of like, whoa, super new. When I was backpacking, 10, 12 years ago, it would have been very interesting to have recorded this, but I just wasn't ready. And, you know, timing is super important in life, always. It would have been really nice if I had done that, but I just wasn't ready at the time. And I'm glad I didn't, because I was fully present for all of that, having a really, really good time traveling around. But now, I want to document this, and especially this one, because this is a different way of traveling, at least the way I see it. I've been an expat before, which means going to a place and living there, getting kind of permanent residency or temporary residency. And I want to say a digital nomad, and I did that last year in South America. The way I see it is they go to places but then kind of work on the side. Like, work is really a part of it, but I would say travel takes the priority. They're going to places that they want to go, like I did. My dream was to go travel around South America, and I did. That was priority, but then work at the same time. So you're spending a lot of time at cafes, getting to know new people in your little digital nomad community, and this new way of traveling that I'm calling it, we'll call it pilgrim mode. A little spin off the monk mode that was once around for a little bit. It might even still be popular in some niche circles. But pilgrim mode means using location as leverage. The location is the key for growth. Work and growth is the priority, not the location. You're using the location as leverage. So in my case, this is the documentation of using AI to seriously investigate who I was, what I wanted, what career path was best, what phase of life I am, and what would be the best place for me to go to now, and then in the next 4 months, and then the next 4 to 5 months, and then the next 4 to 5 months. And of course I had some preference and some say in the whole conversation with my new friend, ChatGPT. Depends on which model you use, but all of them give you different kinds of feedback, and you have to see which one works best for you. But this is the documentation of that. Going pilgrim mode for a specific reason. Using your environment. And I realized this when I arrived almost immediately. Because again, I've traveled so much, and sometimes I use travel as an escape. Like, if something's not going right or I feel stuck, I would just travel to a new place and hope the environment would reset me. But one of my favorite lines, this has been said time and time again, is you go with you wherever you go. You are wherever you are. That's it. If you go all the way across the world, you know, from New York to Thailand, guess what? You and that mindset will still be there. It's the same as money. People say money is an amplifier of who you are. So whoever you are inside, the more money you make, if you're an asshole, you become more of an asshole. And I think the exact same thing is true about environment. If you're an asshole, you go to a new environment, you'll be more of an asshole, but it's true, you will. Or if you're really insecure and worried about yourself, when you travel to a new place, that new environment will amplify that, or all of those things will come out in different ways. It'll seem amplified because there will be all new instances that come at you that show you all of your insecurities or worries or concerns or whatever it is, whatever type of person you are. The big one with pilgrim mode is deciding what it is that you kind of want to grow or focus on, and then going to a place that helps you focus specifically on that. And for me, it was mainly structure and discipline. And also I wanted to live in a nice place that's cheap for starting the business phase, which is super important, right? There are so many people in the US who are always complaining all of the time about the cost of everything, the cost of rent, the cost of food, which is true, it's super expensive. However, there are other alternatives out there, and you can move. It's true. You can go to a different place, and you can leverage that place, especially if you're starting something new, and even more importantly, if you're starting something new. I really want to document this whole process of the pilgrim mode, going to a place to align yourself with your psychology, your personality, your goals, and the different phases that you're in. Which specific phase are you in, and figure out what that is. And that's why I created all of these prompts with AI, all of these different prompts and commands that lead to all of these things, like align with this goal, align with this part of my business, align with this, and putting all of those together kind of in a puzzle and a strategy for something just specifically for you. It's finding the right environment that you want to be in. Like, I needed sunshine, I needed heat, I wanted Muay Thai. So here's the pilgrim mode. here's to figuring this all out. And here's to seeing if AI can really help you strategize your future with accurate probabilities.
So you might be wondering, is this the right choice? Fuck yeah! I knew it right when I landed. Why I love Thailand and forgot why I loved it so much. I got a lunch for $3. I got a coffee for $2. They still take cash pretty much everywhere. Not that they don't take cards, most places do, but I'm in Bangkok, not too far, well, kind of far, out of the city center, and they didn't take card at all these places. And it's just kind of refreshing because Thailand is always Thailand. This might arguably be the most important thing. I can take out my phone and record. Sorry, South America, I love you, you know that, but there were so many times where I was just so worried and everybody told you to be careful, and yes, you had to be careful, but here, sure, you gotta be careful, but I can do this now, and that's okay. And I don't have to worry. So, if anything, it will mean more videos from me.